Hello, YouTube. It's your boy, the Passport Bro Wingman, coming at you again with another YouTube video. And the title of this video is called Passport Bros, Y'all Some Take Your Shortcomings, Sass, Overseas MFers, Y'all Ruin Everything, Says Self Hating Expat. And the way this video came about was I was watching a few of the videos by the Passport Bros, and one of the Passport Bros was critiquing this guy who was like an expat. He might have been even like he was like a serviceman. And so anyway, he had a lot of negative things to say about the Passport Bros. And so what I want to do in this video to make things a little bit different is I want to go through his video, and I want to critique it, after each of his talking points. So that being said, let me share my screen and let me start it off. So here we go.
I can't get a woman in America, so let me take my shortcomings overseas ass motherfuckers. Ashy bastards, no lotion having motherfucker. I need to thank you, ashy bastards, you passport bros, for something.
All right, so we'll start off there. So I wanted to at least show you the clip of where I got the title from. As you can see, the guy is very, very angry. Got a lot of curse words. Very triggered by the Passport Bros situation. Title of his own video is called "Inverted Effing Up Traveling." You can see he acts like we're pretty much giving him some type of headache. So he had a lot of negative. Right now he's throwing insults out there. So that's kind of see what he's talking about. I'm going to stop throughout the video and I'm going to dice apart a lot of stuff he's saying. So here we go.
Y'all have managed to fuck up international travel for everybody who ain't you.
How's that?
You see, before the passport bro movement even started, I was traveling for the United States military.
Okay.
I was able to go to any country I wanted to.
And you can still go.
See the sights, take pictures, enjoy the fucking festivities.
And you can still do
when
that.
I was single, if I did meet somebody and hit it off, we hit it off.
Okay.
Now, I couldn't even possibly do that. Couldn't even possibly do that.
Okay. So let me stop things right there. Okay, so as you can see, he's saying that now for some reason, basically the Pastor Bros have messed it up where there's a spotlight on, I guess, on black men traveling. So now the stuff he used to do, he wasn't able to do before. And this is just silly in general. If anything, I don't think it has nothing necessarily to do with like the Pastor Bros. The other thing is that now black men have ascended to the middle class, like a large percentage. I believe it's like 57%. So what that means is there's a larger amount of black men who now have money and now are able to travel as before. And keep in mind that we're only a small portion of the men who actually do travel to other countries. So what you're seeing is in all these different countries, even countries such as like in Eastern Europe, or parts of Asia where generally a lot of black men don't travel, you're starting to see black men go into those areas and do more traveling. So that's what you're seeing. It's not a result of the passport pros. This is just a result of black men starting to gain more, starting to move up the social ladder and that kind of thing. So, but either way, as you can see, he's very upset about this because what he's saying is that for one, since we've kind of started a movement online, he doesn't want to be associated with it, but he's associated with it. And here's the thing, and we talked about this on several different streams. You're not going to escape your blackness. You can try to deny you're a passport bro all you want. You can call yourself black traveler. You can call yourself just you can say blue book gentleman. You can say whatever you want to say. It's not about what you say. It's about how people are going to perceive you and they're going to attach. Pretty much any black male in general that's traveling is going to be a passport bro. Now, I've always to my non-black subscribers, yes, in general, you would still be considered a passport bro. Again, non-black people have been doing this way before huge amounts of black men have been doing this. I generally, in a sense, if you want to go under the label passport bro, a lot of non-blacks could be included. But and again, I'm not the one to say it is or what it is or it's not a passport bro. It's just an opinion because there are other people. Because again, it mainly is associated with black men. So that's why a lot of times it sticks more with black men than necessarily like non-black men. Even though, like as we said before, non-black men have been doing this since forever, since before like World War II, that kind of thing. It's just that a lot of black men, we kind of came in a wave after a lot of this. So that being said, it doesn't. I mean, what was his name? Not Checking Effect. Ace Live. He also was upset about the passport bros because he was saying that now anytime his video appears as recommended, it's always associated with some of the stuff the other passport bros and travelers are doing, and that like other passport bros are doing, and he doesn't want to associate it with that because we're all like TNA and that kind of thing. And so what this guy's afraid of, he thinks that now out of the blue, suddenly people notice that there's a spotlight on him. People notice he's black versus before he could kind of just chill and do it, and nobody's really watching him. And this is a result of that he's trying to draw back into that whole Austin Holloman situation. But as I just talked about in my previous video, it's not mainly the Austin Holloman situation that caused this. Unbeknownst to a lot of people, there was a bunch of dating coaches, specifically non-black dating coaches, that went down to Brazil, and they were doing things like they were using apps to lure women to parties. And unbeknownst to the women, they were going to be filmed and videotape, and they weren't going to get paid. So a lot of women they changed their mind. They felt somewhat exploited. They spoke out about this, so that's where, and then the government there stepped in. It wasn't because of necessarily Austin Holloman. I just think when they saw him on camera, Stephanie and them tied him into that whole dating coach scenario. That's where a lot of that's coming from. It has nothing to do with like black men. And besides the point, the main reason passport bros are being targeted in general is because, I hate to say it, because there's a lot of racism still everywhere. Like as I said before, a lot of non-black men have been doing this since forever. So just keep that in mind. So you I mean, talking about I never had to do it before. The problem is they don't want black men to have options, and not even just black men in general. They don't. There's a lot of penis policing going on, so they're monitoring where we're going, where we're at. That is the main reason for that. You saying is because we just did one thing wrong and that screwed everything up. The stuff that Austin Holloman did, I can show you video after video of stuff other men have done. I've been way worse before him, way before him, and there's probably some going on right now, and even after him, there's going to be some going on that. This has nothing to do with that. He's not the main source of this, so this is just ridiculous. So you can get mad all you want, and at the end of the day, we're going to still do what we want to do. And again, you're talking about they're not going to let you see the sites and all that stuff. I mean, a lot of these countries, their GDP, a lot of it is based off like tourism. It's a huge part of their GDP. So what are you talking about? Of course, they want you to go there. If they really think about it, if they really wanted to, it was really that bad, they could easily just kick all the foreign tourists out of their country if they wanted to do that. They're not doing that because they need the tourist money. Even the tourism, even those guys contribute to the governments in these countries where is legal because they contribute to hotels, Uber, and that kind of thing. If they really wanted to get rid of these guys, they can do it. That's not the issue. What is really triggering this, as I said it before, is that guys are doing things like going to regular girls, trying to pick them up, trying to profit off them, show them in the videos, say, hey, this is how I'm dating, this is how you talk to these women, selling dating programs. The women are not getting paid. So they feel taken advantage of. So of course a lot of them are gonna come back and say, I felt uncomfortable. That's where this is coming from. So keep in mind, this is not a lot of the passport bro stuff. We're not dating coaches. We're not dating coaches. I went on a tangent, so let me get into it because this guy is just buffoon.
Thanks to you, I can't get a woman in America, so let me take my shortcomings overseas ass motherfuckers. Ashy bastards, no lotion having motherfuckers.
Look at you.
I said all along, my
Dusty
favorite
beard,
place on earth to go to
dusty
when I was traveling with
apartment.
the military was South Korea. I love South
You in
Korea.
the
I
hood
would go back in
somewhere.
a heartbeat. But now I got to go back and wonder whether or not I'm looked at as one of you fucking lame
They're
bastards.
gonna
Why?
once again. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You call yourself whatever you want to, man. That doesn't matter. You're a black man. They're gonna associate you with. Even if we didn't call ourselves the pastor, bro, we could have been just called the black male travelers. They're going to associate it with that because you're a black male. You're not going to escape your blackness. And the thing is that a lot of those countries, if they are doing that, I assure you that that form of prejudice was already there before you even got there. You just didn't notice it. Now you're noticing it. And here's the thing: I don't care almost any other country you go to, it's nowhere going to be as bad as it is in the United States. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. In certain parts of South America where there's a lot of colorism, it's nowhere on the scale as it is in America. So you can't sit there and tell me that now you're being profiled more than you would be in the States. That's just not true at all, man. Come on, man. Like you kind of reaching now. So let's continue.
because you have no game in America. So you decided
Geez.
to take the sex tourism route. That's exactly what you're doing. You're looking for a submissive wife, my black ass. You know the women here have caught up to your bullshit ass, lame ass game, and you decide to try that fucking shit on tour with a group of women who don't know who the fuck you are.
No, not necessarily. And here's the thing: I'm looking at this guy. He has a lot of gray in his beard. Probably has been going bald, and so I'm going to assume he's probably of like and I could be wrong, the boomer generation. So he's thinking about the women of his time, not being aware of what a culture is currently, where once again on dating apps such as Tinder, the women are saying only 3% of the men are attractive. You got women doing a lot of the dinner dashing dates. They'll date you just to get the food. They'll bounce. You got women taking men through the cleaners as far as like divorce and that kind of thing. Jeff Bezos lost half. Like, I mean, just all kinds of stuff going on in the court system. So men are looking at this. They don't want any part of this. That's why they're leaving. It has nothing to do with game. It has to do with quality. Most of the passport bros, as we said before, a lot of the head people, Brazil Yesh, One Master Teacher, Pablo Fresca Bar, Big Truck Reviews, like all these big major guys in general, they've gotten women in the United States. They have no issue doing it. It's about quality. There is a beauty deficit in the United States. About 60% of the women are either obese or heavily overweight. Most men are not trying to check for that. So they like going overseas because the women there are very fit. The women here, because there's such a deficit, the standards are just outrageous. So men don't want to deal with that. And then deal all with that for what? Like, what is your reward? So you can get taken to the cleaners in the divorce court. So a lot of men are not dealing with that. And as we stated before, the success rate amongst American men and foreign women is 80%. What are you talking about? Doesn't make any sense talking about game. Again, we're not game coaches. We're not game coaches. We don't go out. We go to a place where you don't need game. You don't need game there because in America is a welfare country. Everything that a man could do for a woman, the government has replaced them. So a lot of women have, you might as well say husband government, daddy government, boyfriend government, food stamps, Section 8 housing, grants for college, grants for paying your electric bill. There's grants to keep women who are pregnant from being evicted, all types of shelters, all types of programs put in place where they don't really need a man at all. Versus in other countries, the government says fend for yourself. So of course, a lot of women, they're looking for men who have good values, very strong, good work ethic, have character, that kind of thing. So that's why it just meshes well. It has nothing to do with game. You have no idea what you're talking about. I just feel a lot of self-hate coming in. So let's continue.
Tour with a group of women who don't know who the fuck you are. Well, unfortunately, you fucked it up for every goddamn body else. I can't go to Rio de Janeiro just to hang out for Carnival. Well, he's a passport bro. Fuck, I'm not. Can't go to Vietnam or Cambodia. Can't go to the Philippines. And I got a friend that lives in the fucking Philippines, and her and her whole family have invited me there several times. Because you motherfuckers are looking for a submissive ass wife. Now everybody that comes over there to these countries are looked at like we're all looking for the exact same fucking thing. I have a wife. I don't need a submissive one.
Okay, let's stop right there. So yeah, he said a lot of mumble jumble. First of all, he talked about how he could not go there. Now he's saying people can invite him out to the Philippines versus when he just said he could not go there. I mean, come on now. So, and again, I'm sure, as you know, this is TikTok, plenty of TikTok videos of Filipino women telling passport bros, specifically saying the word passport bros, telling us to come there. What are you talking about? It's just stupid. And then he mentioned Rio de Janeiro, which means he's looking at, of course, a lot of this is coming from him trying to critique Austin Holloman, that whole situation. Um, Talking about he can't go to Rio or Carnival. I mean, who's gonna notice you at Carnival? I mean, do you? I mean, it don't even make sense. At Carnival, a lot of the women have very revealing. Some of them have revealing clothing on. That's dancing, party all in the streets. Just ridiculous. I mean, just ridiculous. And once again, we're not chasing. A lot of times we don't. I don't even. To be honest with you, a lot of times, even when I'm in Colombia, you almost don't have to even chase a lot of women. You can either just do it through the apps, or a lot of times just being friendly. Talking to women like who are like, you go to some that like women who work at the restaurants, McDonald's, women who work at the malls. I can tell you how many times I've been at McDonald's, and I've been able to flirt with a lot of like the cashiers. It's very very easy to pick up on the women. Like the women will actually flirt with you. They'll let you know they're interested. There actually are women there looking for passport bros. So you're talking about we're going there, and now you got to look over left and right. You can't meet a girl and date her because you don't have to look. You barely have to look for it. It's there. It's there. The women will find you. It's not like here in the States where you got to be the holler monster and approach 100 women just to get five or six women. It's not like that there. I'm not gonna say it's like you know 80%. I mean, it's a good number. It's a very high percentage rate, and it's going to vary depending on what depending on how like maybe how tall or how handsome or how much prestige a certain passport bro has. Does he have personality? Everybody's result is going to be a little bit different. But I can say this: regardless of who you are, regardless of what you look like, regardless of your status, I can assure you that you will do much better overseas, whether it's Brazil, Colombia, Philippines, Thailand, than you will ever do in the States. I don't care what you look like. I don't care if you look like a balled up fist. I don't care if you're 3'5". You will do a whole lot better in these other countries. The women are very realistic and practical when it comes to the dating and finding somebody looking for, and a lot of them really are looking for it. It's almost a matter of survival a lot of times to start a family. Because again, the government is not really looking after you. The government doesn't have money like that. America is a spoiled country. So of course they got money to throw away, and that's why you got so much entitlement here. So let's get back into this video.
But that's because you motherfuckers ain't got no goddamn game in America, and you know it. Every woman has already caught up to your bullshit. Every woman, regardless of fucking race, they have caught up to your bullshit. So what do? I'm gonna take my shortcomings on tour, like you a fucking opening act for a band. So thank you, lotionless.
And that's pretty much the end of the video. And he has a lot of more shames, guilt, insults, and the need to be right. And he's talking about we're taking our shortcomings overseas. I guess he feels that a lot of us have hangups. We have all types of emotional, mental problems that we're bringing overseas. Not to mention, I believe American women have one of the highest rates of depressive drug, like what do you call them, antidepressants. And I believe Americans in general, in comparison to other countries, they have a very high rate of like depression and and those kind of mental things versus like in other countries. And you can look this up, and then no, and like I said, you have plenty of videos from several different countries of women telling us we need to come out there, and the women are looking for us, and just talk to any of the passport bros in general. Myself, some of the major passport bros OGs I've talked about. You have Passport OG. You have Marty McFly. You got like I said, Pablo Frescobar. You got Big Truck Reviews. One Master Teacher, Brazil Yesh, and it's a ton of others. You just talk to them and just look at their page. Tons of success. I mean, if anything, keep in mind that there's not a lot of opportunities in these countries. So when we actually come there, we're actually helping the economy, and a lot of women there, we're able to take care of them in a way in which a lot of their men there would not be able to because they don't have that kind of money. So what are you talking about? We're actually, in many cases, giving these women a better life than they would have otherwise if we hadn't intervened. And this is this, and that's why I just said, sometimes what annoys me more than The women who attack us on TikTok are these simps, and these self-hating men. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. They be so worried about everything. Like this just goes back. This just brings back to the Austin Holloman situation where the littlest critique of Passport Bros, everyone is just ducking and hiding for cover, just knees is buckling and everything else. No one wants to stand on their square. We didn't do anything wrong. I mean, all this is going to be brushed over because again, we give major funds to the we contribute major to each of these economies. And as you can see, after COVID, a lot of these countries really needed the boost. So, I mean, you can say what you want to say, but Pastor Bro's here to stay. There's nothing you can do about it. We're going to keep traveling. You can't escape your blackness. I'm sorry. It is what it is. It's a lifelong thing. I'm not ducking and dodging my blackness. And again, anti-blackness, I have a video talking about anti-blackness. That should not be a reason why you don't go to other countries. I can assure you it is the anti-blackness in these other countries is nowhere near the level it is in the United States. In my opinion, you just want to try to escape the whole thing. You want to feel like you're not a black dude. You just blend in with everybody else. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you are a black dude. The difference is when you go outside of the United States, it's more about nationality than it is about your race. So yeah, I'm black, but I'm a black American. There is a difference. It's not like in the United States where people just looking at what color you are and they just judging you off that. In spite of that, you go overseas, you carry yourself well, as supposedly you've been doing. You ain't got to worry about people looking at it. Could be people looking at you because there's not that many black people there. Like, I mean, you just completely threw yourself and other people that look like you just under the bus. It's just ridiculous. I'm going to leave it at that. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. Please, 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 please hit the thumbs up. It's going to really help the algorithm. I want to get out some really good content. Please hit the notification bell so you know when my next video is coming out. And subscribe to my channel if you have not. Let me know what you think, and until next time, this is your boy, the Passport Bro Wingman, signing off.
Dear Passport Boys, dear Passport Bros, stop calling yourself Passport Boys and Passport Bros. Are you going to the Philippines to look for a Filipina queen or what? So stop calling yourself Passport Boys and Passport Bros. Start calling yourself Passport Kings.